What is up, you guys? Back at it with another video, and today we are working on my Dyna again. The new seat came in, which there's no real install for that. It's just you put it on there. A single screw holds it in, but here it is. It looks sick. I'm really excited about it. I've already done one ride on it, but I had to take it off for what I'm doing today. There's the old seat. I really need to clean up out here. But what I'm doing today is installing the generic saddlebag carriers so that when I put the Biltwell X-Fill 36 on, they don't rub the wheel and whatnot. I got the right side one on. It's all latched down good, but I ran into a problem on the left side that I knew I was going to run into, and that is this guy isn't going to fit because of the tail light and the license plate mount. I think I can get pretty close to it fitting with the tail light off, but it's not going to work with the license plate or with the license plate there either. It's going to get pretty close, but it's not close enough. So I have to relocate all of this stuff. I'm ditching this tail light. I have a new tail light from Prism Supply that's going on. It's going to go here, and then I'm going to figure out something for the license plate to go right below it or something, just to get it all out the way. That way this whole area can be just the bags. So that's today's mission. Shouldn't be too difficult. First step is just disconnecting all this stuff, cutting free the zip ties that are routing the wires and getting it all apart, figuring out where it leads back to so that I can lead it up underneath the seat is my plan. To go underneath the seat, pop out the back of the seat, and then just drill right into the fender for the new mount. This bag's gonna have to come off, all of this comes off, and then I source the wire, and we should be good. Let's get on into it. Okay, so pretty straightforward. I got this disconnected, cut this little tube off the top. Okay, so pretty straightforward. I get this all unbolted, I cut that back, and I see where the aftermarket taillight this guy ran is going into the bike. My new taillight is going to be the same 3-wire system, so I basically have to disconnect this, swap my new one in its place, and then instead of routing it along the swing arm here, I'm gonna route it up through here and along the fender. I have to figure out some mount point to keep it in place here, but I may actually go along here depending on where the seat goes, or just straight up around this, but I'm gonna run it straight out the back of the seat. Yeah, actually this doesn't go here. Perfect, perfect. Things are looking up. This goes here. So my plan now is to thread something into that I can then attach the wire to. So I'll thread a little screw in, zip tie the wire there, then zip tie it to this, and then it'll poke out just ever so slightly. I'll drill into the bike and mount it there. All right, first things first, get the tag mount off and get this wire situation separated. I'm gonna do that now. Okay, so taillight's disconnected. I routed the wire up through right there, and I've got some little connecting bits on there so I can figure out which wire goes to which. They're not the same exact color, and I also made the rookie mistake of cutting this one free before I took a photo to confirm which color goes to which. I could obviously watch back the footage I filmed because it's on there, but the easier, quicker thing for me to do than pull this SD card, put it in my computer, and pause the video is to just test. So I know which is hot for that and which is ground, so I'm gonna ground against the frame, and then I'm gonna test the hot to figure out which one goes boom, you know, which one makes light. Once I figure that out, the other one is gonna be the trigger for the brake lights. So there's running, brake, and then the ground. The ground is easy. I just have to figure out which one goes to the other one, and we're good to go. On this, I believe the ground is the black and white wire. I don't know for sure, that's just my guess. I'm gonna look at the service manual online real quick and just confirm. I can maybe even confirm all three pretty easily. I don't understand why they used white, blue, and then a white and black one instead of just 3 solid colors, but it is what it is. I could also trace them all the way back and see where they go to figure that out, but testing is gonna be pretty easy, so let's do that now. Once I get those wired correctly, I will figure out exactly where the taillight needs to go and start my drilling. There's a little scuff in the the fender here. So hopefully the whole little bracket system I end up making and using will cover that up. But yeah, let's keep on going. So the license plate whole bracket situation is off for the most part. I left part of it on there because after mocking a few things up, I think I may use it in some weird way vertically for the license plate. But the tail light, I have figured out. I am gonna run it right there like so. I'm gonna use this as my center line and just go right off of that. Yeah, and then wire it back right underneath the seat. Like I said, I will thread something in here. This doesn't fit, but I'll thread something in here all the way down basically, and then run the wire just beneath that and as like a pinch point so that it just goes straight along there without too much slop. And anytime I pull the seat off, it'll still kind of be held in place straight down. Probably utilize this as another place to zip tie and then plug into this is the plan. So the tail light should be super easy. The license plate I'm gonna have some issues with though. I have a clearance situation for the luggage rack. So this is kind of in the way, this is kind of in the way. I'm gonna try to rock it down or forward or something and get it off of here. Just however I can make it work and still give myself some ground clearance. So the plan is to make it work however I can without drilling into the bike specifically for the tag. And once I get that figured out, then the taillight will be good to go. I'll start searching aftermarket tag holders of sorts, maybe something that comes off of here or something that comes off the other side. I'm just gonna look up pictures of what guys are doing when they're running big luggage where their tag is. I know the factory tag comes off the side like that, so it's just a matter of figuring out what this guy did, if that's the factory part, which I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure this part is from TC Brothers. I'm pretty sure it's the same one I used on the Ruckus build. So I'll figure out how to make the tag work. I know from the factory it's off the side like that. So we'll work it out. One way or another, I'm gonna kind of rig the tag up, but getting the light right is goal number one, because I know I like this mount, I know I like this tail light, and I know I want it to be there for sure, so I can go ahead and do that without any fear of regretting drilling this fender, you know? So let's do it. So I found some more problems, but also found some solutions, which is kind of weird. That's kind of how it goes with me. I kind of just keep trying things and eventually something works. But if I were to run this here where it should go, obviously it's gonna hit the bag. If I run it here, I could maybe make it work, but the tag's gonna be aimed at a screwy angle. There's just nothing that's gonna work with this part in particular. Won't fit there, won't fit like that. I thought about doing a situation where I get it like, hey God, this is hard to do by yourself. I get it like that, which I could do, it would work, except the bag is gonna kind of partially block it. It would be impeded. Hang on, I'm gonna zip tie this together, put some screws in this so I can talk for real this time. So I found some solutions. I could get this to go right there, but the bag is gonna be completely blocking it. It doesn't really fit any other way, you know? I've tried flipping it all kinds of which ways. It's just not gonna really work. There's not gonna be any option that gets it to where my giant bags aren't blocking the license plate, which I don't wanna tempt fate with that. So I thought about running a license plate situation off of here. Just getting that up underneath there. I loosened the screws so that fits underneath there like so, which I could do. It gets the job done. It just looks kind of janky. It looks like I just pinched the tag under there. I always get vanity tags, so I'm worried about somebody just trying to like steal the thing, like it's pulling it clean out. I could loosen the screws, get it up underneath there, and then drill it in using those. The number would show, but then we would just be covering the Georgia part, and again, I don't want any excuse to get pulled over. We found a tag holder that sits right there, but I worry that the whole assembly would get me so close up there that my tail light won't fit. My tail light that's right here won't quite fit. So my plan was to drill this in, wire it in, or whatever, and then run it under the seat. So that would be super easy. I love this little tail light, but I worry that all of that is going to be really fighting for space. I may still do this. I may still do this, but while wiring that light in and testing it, here's the wires here. I capped them off because I discovered something interesting. While wiring this all in, I realized that that taillight that was on there was just an extra taillight. These still work as they should from the factory. Brake lights work, turn signals work, everything works perfectly. So that other taillight is completely worthless. It looks cool, it's stylish, it's more light, it's a safety thing, but I don't need it. So really all I need now is a license plate holder that works. So I'm just gonna buy that one. That's a Harley factory part that'll get it right here. It looks like you just attach it with double-sided tape or something, but yeah, I'm just gonna get that, put it on there, then boom, we are all set. The bags are nice and free, the tag is in the center, nice and visible. Problem solved, right? It's kind of chaotic, all this messing around. I also realized that, like, maybe if you're a Harley guru or something, you know, but the wires coming out of the bike were just ridiculous colored. Like, there's blue, white, and then black striped. I don't really understand why there's extra wires, why he put those in. It seems like they just added additional wires, judging by the electric tape ball there. You can just kind of see that, like, somebody got in here and did some funky stuff. This isn't factory, but I capped off all his wires. They're pinched shut and then taped together and then zip tied out the way. That way, if that's still being fed power, hopefully it's not going to drop my voltage or anything. But if that's still being fed power, it's not going to go anywhere dangerous. It's just nice there and capped. These work fine. So for the time being, for riding around, I think I'm just going to probably do that pinchy situation with the tag just so I have a tag on the bike. And then eventually that part will show up, or I'll find a part that works to get the tag onto the fender again, and we're all good, man. I could also maybe an idea that just popped into my head. I could also maybe get this underneath there. Looks pretty uggo, but I could probably, with spacers, I could probably make the seat bolt attach this tag holder, or any one of the many tag holders I now have here. Like maybe this guy that's a little smaller. Get the seat bolt underneath that and have it working somehow, you know? Yeah, something could happen. But for the time being, I'm gonna keep that light, I think. Maybe I'll return it. I really like those dudes. I'm glad that they made a little bit of money off of me, so maybe I'll keep it and save it for another project, or maybe I'll keep it for some like future rendition of this bike just to have it on hand. Never hurts to have a cool little tail light. But for the time being, I just needed some way to put my tag on there, and then we're good. This is done. Both racks are on now, so the bags will strap straight to these. They have like a little bit of mesh that goes behind it, then you just kind of anchor wherever you can. Both are on. It's going to keep the bags free of the suspension and the wheel and everything. They're tightened up nice. It looks good. I like that it's going to poke the bags out a little bit, just to make the bike a little wider. It's going to look kind of mean. So all of this trash here was part of my kind of install situation. At one point when I was trying to get the swing arm situated, I tried to use the jack. It didn't work. It ended up just me tapping in, asking for help, me deadlifting the bike while the screw slid in. But yeah, it's all buttoned up. That is it for this one. We are done for now. The install is over. What is up, you guys? Back at it from my carport, and today giving you more updates on the Harley Dyna. I got the luggage on. I'm super stoked on having the luggage finally. It's kind of like a hit or miss on the luggage, honestly. Like, I love the luggage. I love the capacity. I love a lot of the design cues. What I don't love is just this exposed zipper. Obviously, there's no better way for them to do that. I wish maybe there was a flap that went here to like just kind of cover that. It is pretty firmly attached. They are strapped onto the little rack in there. I don't know if you can see that, but they're strapped onto a metal rack in there. And then I have some zip ties that are getting them attached to the rack even stronger. There's a zip tie there. There's one at the top, and that's mirrored on the other side too. Zip tying up on the top, and then another one there. You can kind of see that, I think, right there. So it's on there pretty good. Right there, I think you get a pretty good angle of this little integrated strap here, like mesh little panel going behind the little luggage rack there. I think I got some good views of it. So they're on there pretty good, but I just worry that somebody's gonna try to unzip this and just snatch this bag one day. I do leave this bike unattended a lot. If I go into a hotel or something, it'll be outside, but I think what I'll have to do is anytime I go somewhere for longer than just like a few minutes, I'm just gonna unzip them and take the luggage with me like you would your book bag. I'm gonna see if I can get, there might actually be inside. I haven't actually unzipped everything, but I'm gonna see if I can get some shoulder strap situations so I can just carry them. My plan is if I go one up, one will be completely full of tools, one will be completely full of my like important luggage, clothes, camera batteries, that sort of deal. So if it's two up, we'll just both take our own bag. If it's one up, I'll just take my one bag and leave all the tools, because I don't generally have the most expensive tools. So if somebody runs off with my tools, I'll probably be more mad that I lost the bag and not the tools. But I think you guys have already seen the crash bar that's on the luggage rack. Obviously had to go on to make that go on. Like I showed you earlier, my mission was successful with the taillight moving over. Now the taillights are here. The tag is here, just kind of pinned. I am going to figure out a system for it. I have some random little pieces of hardware that I bought. I'm going to make a little bracket that goes outside these rails and then utilize these same two mounting points. So that's coming soon. But the big thing for today, here's the Trident. Here's the Super Cub. The big thing that's happening today is this windscreen. I got this Memphis Shades Slim windscreen. It's gonna go right on here and look pretty nice right there. So my hands will just pop just out of it, but I should have a decent amount of little air protection, you know, just a little something to keep it off my chest when I'm on the long highway stretches. They shipped I bought this from Revzilla. I get most of my stuff from Revzilla. I don't want to make this sound like a complaint against Revzilla, because I love them as a company, but they shipped the windscreen and the mounting brackets separately. So I've had the windscreen for a couple days. The bracket should come today. If they do, I'm gonna throw that on, and then my vision is almost complete. The only things left to do to the Dyna are the pretty expensive things. So obviously those are gonna take a little bit, but I'm gonna do full suspension. I'm kind of bouncing back and forth between Progressive and Öhlins. I'm gonna do a lift in the rear and then just cartridges in the front with heavier fork oil, so I can just kind of eliminate some of that pogoing. And then I'm gonna go tubeless on the wheels. So I'm gonna buy mag wheels. What I'm hoping to do is buy just factory Harley mag wheels from a different bike that just came with them, one of the other Dynas, and just swap them right on. Hopefully a wheel that's in black. So yeah, that's the goal there. But otherwise, once I acquire those things, this build will be effectively like done in my eyes. Obviously here and there I'll like fine tune things. I might get like a different pedal, I might get different pegs or that sort of thing, but like the major stuff that I had planned in my head will be done at that point. I did score two parts that are not here yet. My friend Rob has the sickest Dyna. If I can find a picture of it, I'll flow it in right here. But this is Rob's Dyna. It's amazing looking, but he had factory black levers and factory black mirrors that he's selling me for like next to nothing. I think he said like 30 bucks or 20 bucks or something. So I'm gonna get those off of him and just swap to that black stuff to kind of like take away some of the shiny silver. They are just identical pieces in black. So it's cool. They should bolt on pretty easy. The mirrors will for sure. I may go ahead and do smoked turn signals just up front. Do smoked up front, keep the reds in the rear since they are also my brake lights. Just to kind of get rid of that little one thing of orange, you know, but I'm digging it. Those are the kind of little things that I'll consistently do just casually, but all the major build ideas are kind of done. Oh, I got this too. I mentioned that in the video. The little quarter turn mounting bolt there, I guess. You actually use a quarter to tighten it down, which is pretty easy because you tend to have those on you. The factory one was just hand tightening, and it would just vibrate loose all the time. So a solution to a small problem. And just because I'm looking at it, I really think I want a black gas cap just to eliminate that chrome too. I like the chrome on the pipes. I like the chrome on the bars. I even like the chrome on the fork legs, but other than that, I kind of want the rest to go. So slowly but surely we'll replace things, but it's getting there. It's almost, in my eyes, road ready. Honestly, right now it's road ready. Once this goes on, I'll be super content. I'll be really happy with the whole situation. And I'll actually probably plan some sort of like at least a day trip once I have that on, like something where I go really far in a day and then just come back home the next day, or really far in one day, then come back same day, something like that. You guys know how I get down. I put heavy miles in. So this thing will be like kind of up to snuff for me doing that kind of mileage on it. Once I have all that, like I need to be able to carry my tools. I need to be able to carry a change of clothes and some snacks. I need just general comfort, at least a little bit. Even when I did the big Bonneville trip, I got like a little seat pad and like a cup holder and shit, you know, like I need some level of just comfort if I'm gonna do really big miles. But yeah, the bike is looking sick. Every time I look at it, I'm just like, man, I made the right choice. This thing looks so awesome. Sometimes I'll just be in my house and look at it on the security camera and be like, damn, it looks good. Like, I just really, really like the way this bike looks. Historically, I've hated on Harley Davidsons a little bit because people like really try to sell them as like this perfect thing. Like they're just so great, and they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool, but like, the technology's a little old, they're a little rough around the edges. That's kind of what makes a Harley. And when you're transitioning to that from riding a bike like, let's say, a Triumph that's like super refined and everything is smooth and buttery and just like, you know, it's like hard to be like, man, they're not that great, you know, like, but I get it. I get why people like them. And one thing that I've always loved about them is the looks. Like, I would always be like, man, Harleys are kind of slow. Harleys are kind of rough around the edges, but damn, do they look good. Like, other cruisers just really don't compare to these looks. Like, there's the BMW R18 that looks like bam. And there's the Indian Scout bobber that I think looks pretty good. It looks like bah. But otherwise, I would say that the Harleys, specifically the Dynas, are kind of leading class in style, man. They look really, really good. So I'm stoked to have one. I'm stoked to be modifying one. I'm stoked at how easy it is to modify one. I just like flip through a catalog and just pick what I want, and it's available and pretty affordable. There's not really any legwork. The couple things that have been like, how does this work? A quick Google search, and there's like 9 million dudes answering the question, so it's great. But yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling about this thing and just keep going. But I dig it. I really, really dig it.